Hey guys, now we're going to do the second program. It is a program to find the volume of the box, and with the constraint that we have, function members should be outside the class. Now, yes, I agree, a lot has happened. There's this thing called classes, there's this thing called function members. So, what is all that? Alright, starting off, this is the basic C++ program, and we're going to build on it. So a class is a blueprint of an object. So in object oriented programming like C++, we have this something called classes. So what do classes do, and what are they? Class again is the blueprint of an object, and class shows what are the functions that an object has, what are the variables that an object has. For example, right now I'm going to write double length because a box contains a variable or a field called length. So this is called a class field. So a box has all three: length, breadth, and height, right? So I'm gonna name that. And now, till here, you understood class a little bit because it is almost the same thing like structure. You have a collection of various data types within a data type of class. So, box is a data type. But in C, in structures, you have only data types or fields inside them. But in C++, you also have member functions. So what can a box have? You can compute the volume of the box, right? So you can write compute vol. This is a function. So a class is a blueprint of the object, and the class can have fields, class fields, as well as member functions. So we can we can define the member functions right here inside the class. We can just open the braces and start off writing. But this program has a constraint of function members being outside the class. So we're going to do just that. We're going to do, excuse me, yes, void uh, box, because we've taken it as void, right? So you got to repeat the same thing. Void box is the name of the class, two colons, and compute. That is the syntax for writing a function outside of the class. So you write void, the data type of the function, the class name, two colons, and the function name. Once you're done with that, it's just simple. It's just a regular function. Normal volume is equal to length into breadth into height into height. So once that is done, just return, because this is a void, we can just print it out right here. See out the volume of the box is, and then just see out volume, excuse me, and L. So once that is done, this function is done. We just got it right inside the main. Now we have a class, we have to declare an object. The object is the main purpose of an object oriented programming. So what we can do is class box box1. Box1 is the object. You can write it as object1 too. I'll just write it as box1 for now, and we'll take um we'll take box1 to, yeah, box1 dot length. Now this is how you access the class fields. You just write object dot class field equals, for that object you can define. So I'm going to write 5 and breadth is 6, and box1 dot height is 4. So we've got these. We've got all. We've initialized all the class fields inside the class. Now all we got to do is compute. So that too, you can just say compute, and as basic as that. Once you finish that, uh, that's done. The program is almost complete. Now, just for reference, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these things too and create another object. Okay, this is box 1, sorry. Yes, and just change these values up, let's say 10, 20, and 30. Oh, did I write 1? Okay, 10, 20, and 30. So that is done, and the compute function again. Okay, what happened here? Alright, compute function. Once that is done, you just run it. Now, once I hit execute right here, what happened was I got a host of error messages. I'm going to go through them line by line. It's expected semicolon. Yeah, after the class, definition, and uh, you give what you have to need to have inside the class. You have to give it a semicolon, and after that, no void box compute member function declared inside the class box. Okay, there was no compute function, that's what he's saying, because there was a compute wall function. Alright, next one is, okay, it's the same, compute wall, compute wall, and that's it. Okay, how many more? Redeclaration of box. Okay, alright. For now, I'm going to comment that out. Is it done? Alright, so we got the volume of the box as over here it's 4 into 5 into 6, which is 120, right? We got the volume correct of the box is 120, and we didn't have space. Yeah, and here 10, 20, 30 we got as 6,000. And that's about it. The values of the fields, class fields, can be changed anytime inside this, as long as you mention it as public. Now, if you mention it as private or protected, there's a different backstory to that. But if you say public, you can assign them from inside the main. You just declare the object and assign the values to each class field. So you got it that a class can be changed from time to time. The fields can be changed. Since you got that concept, I'm going to change this up to uh, a different object and show you guys what happens. It's relatively the same. Box2, box2 dot length, box2 dot breadth, 2 dot height. Yeah, box2 dot compute too, compute wall. Once we've done that, it's the same thing. The volume of the box is 120, volume of the box is 6,000, but first one is the first object, second one is the second object. I wish I could show you the object. Let me see. Here, I'm just mentioning the... Alright, so keep it in mind that this is the first object, which we declared right here. This is the second object. Now, that is the main principle that I wanted to show with this thing, apart from the fact that functions can be written inside the class as well as outside it. So with that, we're done with this program. Just keep in mind that class fields can be changed from time to time, and you need to specify public mode to assign the class fields from inside the main, and that's it.